Perhaps this is the culmination of some epic and convoluted plotline, possibly involving Captain Samantha Spellfinger, who has been plotting to replace her arch rival. Greetings and welcome back to Cities, Skylines, and the wonderful wizarding city of Wizardtopia. Well, the wizarding area at the moment, as it is, and we've kind of got our original village, I guess you would call it, up here in the north by Cauldron Lake. I don't know actually if that is north or not. I kind of think of it as north, but it may not be. Up here by Cauldron Lake, we've got our original village consisting of Wand Way, which was the first street that we built. The Youngling Enhancement Zone, I should say, with our primary school and our high school, both in there next to each other. We've also got the brand new Necromancer's Cemetery right next, pretty much inside the Youngling Enhancement Zone, to be fair, which we may leave there or we may do something else with it. I don't know. Time will tell. Rincewind Road, our second area. Very nice. And of course Wizard Walk, the spell services sector, which is kind of our main commercial area actually. We've got a bit of commercial down here as well now. Hubble Bubble Close, that's kind of our original sector, which is alright, and I think I want to leave a bit of a gap or kind of keep that relatively self-contained. I might bulk out a little bit. I could put like a little street here into Wizard's Walk just to kind of fill out a few more houses and stuff here, but generally speaking I don't want to overcrowd any one area. Then Briar Rose Park, we still haven't deleted it. The original industrial zone, which is long gone now. Flamestrike Fields, our first sort of foray into specialised industry, which you know, is looking pretty good. They're actually not doing too badly. I think there is a fire. There is a fire! Quickly, where are the fire wizards? Fire wizards! Look, the fire wizard's house. Well, it's just called Firehouse. Let's rename it. That's probably why they haven't attended. It's the these are the Flame Strike Fields Fire Wizards. There we go. Flame Strike Fields Fire Wizards. 4 Fs. Well, no, 3 Fs. Sorry, 3 Fs, an S, and a W. All right, it's not that great. But it is nonetheless. Has the fire been dealt with? Whilst I named that, you see, the minute you name them, they spring into action. So filled to the cows. Moo! Moo! I feel like I'm playing Civ 5 again all of a sudden. So yeah, Flamestrike Fields. Then down here, our second foray into specialised industry, which we may have messed up actually. I put it right inside the forest, this forestry, and I'm not sure that was the right thing to do. I think you're better off wrapping it around sort of the edge of the forest, because if we have a look at the resources overlay, I'm sure this was high density forestry resource in here originally, but then around the outside here, look, it still is showing as high density forestry resource, even though it's got forestry building in it. So I don't know what's going on there. I could probably look it up, but I haven't. I simply blunder on blindly like a true crazy wizard mayor, you know, probably would under these circumstances. Whatever, we have massive residential demand. They desperately need unqualified workers, yes, uneducated workers, peasant minions. Minions of one sort certainly, but the lesser of the minion classes, the peasant minion, the lowest of the minion classes. Also, I should say this is probably the third or fourth time I've attempted to record this. I recorded it originally on Saturday, and then my computer spazzed out and lost the entire recording, which I was gutted about because it was a really good recording. Damn it! And loads of cool stuff happened, so I do have some foreknowledge of what's going on, and I'm recording this now on my new rig, so hopefully we won't have such problems again. Part of that foreknowledge is, of course, we have cut off the Hobo Wizard from the electricity grid. Once again, he's almost certainly raging now. He's probably storming around this place in fits of rage, just, you know, crazed at the fact that, you know, again, like for the third time, I suspect, in as many episodes. I don't know if it's actually that many, but certainly it's quite a lot. We've cut him off from the electricity grids just completely. So let's sort this out for him once and for all. We can get rid of these because they're not doing anything anymore. We'll do something with Briar Rose Park at some point, including renaming it to something else. But we'll hook him up to in fact, should we just give him Let's just give him his own wind spirit. Look, he's doing well, the old Hobo Wizard, and so we are actually going to give him his very own wind spirit. It's going to be called the Spirit of Hobo Rage. There we go, the Spirit of Hobo Rage. A special wind turbine just for him. He's expanding his empire here by adding power generation. Not that he's actually going to give any of it back to the rest of the city. So, you know, just enraged with the rest of us as he is. He looks down upon the city, not literally, because I don't think he's actually on a hill, but, you know, nonetheless, he climbs up the Spirit of Hobo Rage and looks down upon the city, and just, you know, he is totally just annoyed with us. Just very annoyed. He's very, very, very... I'm very, very annoyed. But that doesn't change the popularity of the Hobo Wizards Play Park, which remains one of the most popular destinations in the city. People still coming from far and wide, despite the fact that all the trees have gone brown and scummy because of all the rubbish that is being piled up in the Hobo Wizards rubbish dump, which is now at 78% capacity, so it is filling up fast. The Hobo Wizard is still doing very well for himself. In fact, he's doing so well, he has bought the Spirit of Hobo Rage, and just so that we don't have to deal with this later, he is going to expand his garbage dump empire by adding a second garbage dump. A whole second dump to service, to pile up more of the city's garbage. He just can't eat it all as fast as it's coming in, and so it just piles up. And because he's doing, you know, he is an affluent fellow now, and he's going to expand not just his garbage empire, but also his child's play park empire. But in fact, he's going to diversify. Look, he's going to put in a Japanese garden. He's got the child's play park, you know, for all the children, and then the lovely Japanese garden for Zen contemplation of the garbage dump. Opposite. Look, you can come here and you can just sit in contemplation of all of the mountains and mountains of garbage, which the rest of the city, apart from, you know, the people who, maybe these are like acolytes of the Hobo Wizard. That's what they are. They're like, they've come to him. You are the master. You have transcended this reality and are now able to live on garbage alone, on the waste of others. Whilst the rest of the city simply turns its back on garbage, because, you know, we have a 100% foolproof long-term solution to deal with it. We pile it up over here. Fantastic! Right, that's enough about the Hobo Wizard for now. I also know that we are in desperate need of housing. I know we are. So let's make a little to-do list, a quick to-do list. Because I've had a few requests from people as well for things to do. Bone Hero would like a necromancer sort of housing district almost, with the necro mansion for himself, I presume. Which we can do. I mean, there's not really enough room to fit like a housing district in here. We could fit a few houses in here for sure. We could maybe start with that, or we could move it out somewhere where we've got a bit more room and make like a full-on, a full-on necromancer's haven. For now, let's have a look. If we should we use dirt roads? We just have this kind of. We could just have this kind of tracking the side of it. Should be big enough for a mansion, I would have thought. Let's try this. So we'll put the necro mansion in here. In order to make it a mansion, we'll have to make sure the housing property rates are even higher here. Is there any kind of spooky parks we can put in, maybe? That's far too large. Small park. A small park could maybe just about fit in here. We need like a spooky park. I wonder if there's a spooky park mod. Should we just put a small one in for the time being? Like that? At least it's trees. Is that enough of a mansion for you? It should upgrade, right? It should upgrade pretty quickly because it's, you know, it's in a pretty desirable area. There's not really any extra room for necromancer housing, so we'll leave the necromancer district for now. I'll name this the Bone Mansion, and Bone Hero can live within the Bone Heroes. Here we go. Bone Heroes Bone Mansion. There you go. Bone Heroes Bone Mansion You can live here in the Bone Mansion behind the graveyard, and at some point in the future, we will move this out, or we will create a new, like, mega cemetery somewhere with, like, housing and stuff, and we will make that, like the City of the Dead. The Necromancer's City of the Dead. So don't let me forget to do that, but we won't do it today, because there's lots to do on the to-do list. What else is there to do on the to-do list? I got to item 1, and I just went and did it. Fine, right. Winding Wizard Wander Way, a parkland district suggested by Jonas. Now, both Jonas and Bone Hero are Patreon backers, so thanks a lot, guys, to you. And I think what I will do is I will limit district type setups to we'll make that like a Patreon backer special bonus, if you like. If you're a Patreon backer, you can effectively nominate an area to have as a region specifically for yourself. And it will, a whole district built to your specifications, essentially. So that'll be awesome. I will continue to give houses, however, to individuals. So we need to do that. The Winding Wizard Wander Way, Parkland. Where we could put that, I don't know. We'll have a think about that, and we'll come back to it. Matt Schnoop wants an isolated house somewhere. All right, I'm sure we can sort that out for you. We need housing slums for the peasant minions. We desperately do, because, I mean, look, when we're still making money, so it's not as desperate as it might be, I suppose. But this won't get sorted out until we have more housing available. So we need some slums, basically, and we need to expand this little village, which I don't really see as a slum, but it needs to be expanded anyway, so that there is housing and stuff available. And I think, like, if we keep this and around Cauldron Lake as kind of like the posher part of town, and that's where we'll have all of our schools and things, and these outlying areas will just be left for the uneducated, by and large. The slums, the peasant minions, the Wizard's Highway. We need to get this all the way down and connected up, because once this industry starts to take off, rather than having people using this road, it would obviously be better if they're using the highway, which needs to be a Wizard's Highway. We need to check services, etc., and buses. So that's quite a lot of stuff to do, and I doubt we'll get through it all today, but we will try and do what we can. We've already done the Bone Mansion. We will put off doing the... oh, there we go. Who's that? That's the Wizard Cops 90210 are in attendance at the Fire Wizards for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they are now they're off again. Quick. Oh, okay. Let's talk about mods, right? Because, and when I say mods, I of course mean new Wizard Mayor special magical powers that have been researched by my team of Wizard Town Planning Wizards. Wizarding Town Planning Wizards. We also need a place to live, as has been pointed out. There needs to be a mayor's house, and I'd quite like a kind of, a little research area and such. But for the time being, let's just talk about the mods / new wizarding powers that I have installed. First one is an FPS camera. I can now jump into first-person perspective and view the beauty of the Wizarding City from ground level, from the eye of its citizens, and indeed, I can just jump down and walk about myself here in the village. Look, there goes one of the wizards. Look at all the Wizarding Cops 90210 just tearing around the place, up to no good. Perhaps this is the culmination of some epic and convoluted plotline, possibly involving Captain Samantha Spellfinger, who has been plotting to replace her arch rival Doug Diddlespell in the Wizard Cops with an animated corpse or something like that, and it's all coming to light all of a sudden. Anyway, let's let them get on with that. So I've got two first-person cameras. I've got this first-person camera that lets me walk around and keeps me at ground level, which is awesome. I then have the the original first-person camera that the first one was based on, which lets me sort of fly all the way in to first-person very slowly, it seems, all the way in. There we go. So I can actually fly around and view the city from any angle that I want, which is awesome. I, of course, am insubstantial in this form. I'm just astrally projecting, perhaps, or something like that. I'm in the astral plane of existence, which is awesome, fantastic. Love this ability. Look, here we are at the Hobo Wizards play park. Let's get down. We can see the actually from this height they do look like dogs and not goats, which is kind of disappointing actually. Are there actually any children in this play park? I don't think there are, you know. I think the child exclusion zone might be working. These are all clearly just adult acolytes of the Hobo Wizard, as I said before, hanging out in the Hobo Wizard child play park, despite the fact that there are no children here. None of them, I think, yet have decided to attend the Japanese garden. Oh, I say that one person has just magically appeared out of the middle. Maybe the Hobo Wizard is creating, like, you know, people or golems or something through doing this. Anyway, look, that's the first-person camera. Let's not let it get too distracted by it. I'm sure we'll be using it quite a lot. The other one, the last mod that I've installed for the time being. Oh, I installed Tree Brush, I think, but I haven't tried using it yet. I've paused it. When did I pause it? At some point I paused it. The other thing that I've got is I have now got the ability to track people, so we can favorite people. Look, if I click on this, then this person is now favorited. So Annabelle Peters, who I can go into first person and view. There we go. We have now inhabited the mind of Annabelle Peters, and we are riding along as she walks home, amazingly. And she is now on my favorites list. There we go. Look. So when people particularly please me in the future, I can track them, and we can come back to them, and we can find out what they're doing and what they're up to, which is utterly fantastic, isn't it? It's utterly fantastic. Right, let's leave her be, and we need to get on with more stuff. Oh, by the way, Mark Kral, who tweeted me in the real world, not on this thing, in the real world, to tell me that you're totally messing up at cities, don't you know? Well, you know, I suppose that depends on your definition of messing up. I'm making 2,320 wizard bucks a week, which I don't think is bad. I've got 110,000 wizard bucks in the bank. It may not be the most efficient city in the world. In fact, it's possible that it is the most inefficient city in the world, and yet it is still a success in my mind. It is still the wizarding city of Wizardtopia, and wizarding cities conform to entirely different rules to normal cities. Although this is totally messed up. All right, I will grant you that this is totally messed up, but we may yet repair it. So there we go. Let's do it. Let's expand this right now, in fact, because it needs to be fixed. So what I was thinking of doing is effectively mirroring this, like doubling the size by mirroring this across here. So let's have like a road that comes across. This is going to be a little bit straight necessarily, I'm afraid, and then we're going to have a road that comes up, because I want it to be kind of like it's mirroring it, you see, kind of like that, not 100% because it's the wizarding city. Alright, and then let's go freeform, and we'll have the road that comes out like this. There we go. It's just another, it's like another section to this village, which we haven't yet named, but yet we will. There we go. Look, you'll have power back any minute now. Look, there we go. Fantastic. Let's put in some dirt roads, because we like dirt roads. Not a very good mirror of this side, but a mirror nonetheless. So let's fill that all in with residential. I think we can put a bit more commercial in here, because this is kind of almost like a little commercial streets section or something. It's something. I don't know. It's something. Right. We should have power, but we will need to give them a spot of this. There we go. Now, I know you don't actually need to hook these up. I know Mark Kral is probably pulling his hair out and screaming, "You don't need to hook the pipes up. You're wasting money." In the land of wizards, we make sure our pipes run in circles. Call it a superstition, if you will, a wizarding superstition. It's because of all of the, whenever we summon water elementals and we send them off down the pipes, if they come to the end of a pipe at any point, then they can't go forward. They lose it. They lose their minds and just start destroying everything. So when you have water elementals, you have to bear that in mind, and you have to make sure that you're always going in loops. Great, there we go. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Let's name this region. Let's do that, and then we will move on to somewhere else and something else. So we'll take it all the way up here. We don't actually want to include the commercial district there, so let's not do that. Look, that's going to have its own district and its own name when the time comes. But we will call this not Manor Hills. We will call it something like It looks a little bit okay. I don't know. Those of you who aren't from the UK, you may not understand this, but look, it's hidden. It's hidden, and there's going to be a big reveal any second now. Hedge Wizard's Bottom. That's what we're calling it. Hedge Wizard's Bottom. Because you get places called such and such as Bottom here in the UK. You do, don't you? I mean, villages. You get like Wendell Bottom and Little Bottoms. All right, maybe not the last one, but you do get. So it's called Hedge Wizard's Bottom. It is the village that is next to Hedge Wizard Woods. And where all the workers will be found for. Is every single one of these buildings abandoned? I think every single one of them is abandoned. Let's just knock them all down. Come on. Start again. All of you start again. I've been deleting bits of road as well. Now people can't even get in there anymore. Just all of you. I mean, I was deleting trees. I don't know why I was deleting trees. Trees are perfectly fine. They're perfectly acceptable. There you go. Hopefully when it grows back, there will be enough people now living in Hedge Wizard's Bottom to service all of their needs. And yeah, that's the theory. Anyway, good. Right, fine. We'll leave that for now. What's the next thing that we should do? Oh, let's build an isolated house for Matt Schnoop because he's a regular commenter on the channel, which is awesome. And although that almost sort of falls into the category of a region, I think an isolated house we can manage. However, I don't know if you've thought this through, but there are going to be issues with having an isolated house. I think your only option really is probably to be in this forest, in Hedge Wizard's Woods. So let's build you a road. Here we go. We'll actually extend this road, because this road's going to get extended anyway. There we go. Because I don't like straight lines, I've made... once again, Mark Kral is going to be screaming, "It's inefficient! It was making the cars go further to cover the same distance!" It's the wizarding way. The wizards like it this way, I'm telling you. They don't like straight roads. It drives them nuts. Right, we are knocking down a few trees for you here, Matt. So I hope you appreciate that. There we go. Look, we'll build you your little isolated house down here. Just a little cabin in the woods, shall we say? Like a little four-sized house in the middle of the woods, isolated from everyone. You're almost like the Hobo Wizard, but obviously you don't have a rubbish dump or his burgeoning business empire to fall back on. Services, in all honesty, I don't want to run electricity in here because it means bulldozing more trees and sticking power lines in. And you wanted to live in the middle of nowhere. You can make do without electricity. We might be able to extend some pipes to you for some water. I'll see. If nothing develops there, I will bring you some water. But otherwise, I think you're just going to have to, accept that you are living in the middle of nowhere. Look, nobody's actually built anything. Actually, our residential demand has crashed through the floor. Look, Wizard's Bottom, Hedge Wizard's Bottom has dealt with that need wonderfully, absolutely fantastically. We are 100% fine all of a sudden. Right. What should we do next? We've been going for quite a long time, and I would like to do the Winding Wizard Wander Way with its 4 awesome W's. I would like to do that justice, so I think we will do that perhaps next episode, and we will do it around here somewhere, and it'll form part of an extension around Cauldron Lake. We'll buy this region, we'll extend housing around Cauldron Lake, or maybe we'll sort of like separate this housing area from like the next housing area by like a big park district. With some exclusive housing in it and some other bits and pieces. We'll also extend the Wizard's Highway down. That'll happen next time. I think we'll just have to leave it there, actually. I mean, look, it's a pretty good time to leave it. We've got low demand for residential. All of our demands are sorted. We are losing a bit of money because of the utter inefficiency. The fact that we knocked down all of our stuff here probably didn't help, and nothing really has redeveloped as yet. Should we quickly throw up a housing? Look, these people all desperately need housing. I mean, low workers, and they don't seem to be coming up from Hedge Wizard's Bottom. So, very, very quickly, we're going to shut down a housing estate, and then we'll finish because I think it's necessary. Let's have this coming off. Let's have it coming round. Just spiral. Just having it spiral in. It's not the best spiral in the world. Hold on. Let's go like this. Like that. There we go. And then if we go up here. There we go. It's a snail. It's snail way. Fantastic. This is our new sort of slightly slummy. What should we've got to call it snail something, haven't we? And we will call it we'll call it dire snail. We'll call it dire snail. Dire snail Cites. There we go. Dire snail Cites. Fantastic. Dire snail Cites. It is the dire snail where we will have hopefully lots of cheap housing. Let's quickly fill it all in. I know we don't have a huge amount of residential demand, and this is probably going to cause us some issues. But I can't make this. Should we not have any actually on the outside? We just have it inside the shell. There we go. Apart from the bottom where the feet are. Yeah. Maybe just all inside like that. Should we do that? Let's see how that works. I mean, we don't have a lot of residential demand, so if we just do that for the time being, and then we'll see. We'll see what we need to do. Someone started building a house here, but it's just not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly, mister. As soon as you finish building it, the Wizard Mayor's enforcement team are gonna come by, and they're going to require you to knock it down straight away. Just bam, bam, and it's gone. Once again, we have to hook this up, and so we have. We don't want those water elementals going crazy and just charging off and smashing places up in some kind of fit of just rage. But there you go. Dire Snail Cites has been built, and Hedge Wizard's Bottom has been expanded and named. We've put in the Bone Mansion, which has it expanded already? Bone Hero's Bone Mansion has not leveled up yet. It's still... I don't know. I think it may level up at some point, but it hasn't as yet. We haven't really favorited when we favorited that one person just randomly. Let's have a look on what's Annabelle Peters doing. She is at home in Flame Strike Fields, resident at home. There she is. Fantastic. We have to remember not to click this to close it because that will defavorite her. Not that we're particularly interested in Annabelle Peters, but you never know. Have we got anything interesting? Has anyone said anything interesting? Why are you cutting down all the trees? Bradley Jones. What? Oh, are you working inside here? Okay, you must be working inside there. Fine. Well, I'm cutting down the trees in order to provide you with industry, apparently. In fact, it may even be you that's doing the cutting down of trees, you crazy fool. Oh, look! We've got a fire! Quick! The fire wizards are in attendance wherever they come from. It's from Flamestrike Fields Fire Wizards. That's not unexpected, really. They're relatively close by. Fire coverage is pretty good. I'm sure all of our services and coverages need to be looked at and need to be addressed, but that is going to have to wait for another time because we have been going for quite a long time, and I don't want to have to edit out too much of these episodes, so we will wrap up there. Fantastic. We've made some good progress. There is plenty more to do. There is plenty more to see. If you want a house in Wizardtopia, make sure you let me know where you want it, and we will plop those down, or we will assign them. If you want a region named after you, well, then you should consider becoming a Patreon backer, even if it's just $1. And yeah, that would be awesome. Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, I have been Weird Wizard. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you later. It is great to be back in the wizarding city of Wizardtopia after a little bit of a gap. A slightly longer episode today to make up for it. We'll be back to our regular 20-ish minutes come the next episode next week. Tomorrow, of course, is Retro Friday, and that means a return to the Viking world of myth and legend that is Rune. And if you're looking for something to do between now and then, you can always catch up on my Besiege playthrough. Also, a heads up, I will be doing a live stream this weekend. That is my intention anyway, is to do a live stream either Saturday or Sunday at some point between around 6 AM and 5 PM GMT. Don't know exactly when yet. I'm going to nail that down. Depends on you guys to a certain extent. If there's particular times that suit more of you, if anybody is, of course, interested in watching, then let me know. Also, if you have any suggestions for games or anything that you want me to play, likewise, let me know so that we can sort that out and hopefully do something kind of interesting. It's a first test. It's an experiment, so who knows what it'll be like.